Anybody like Friends? Friends is literally my favorite show of all time. And my fiance found this in Target yesterday, and I was like, I'm the holiday armadillo. And he was like, I don't even know what that means, but I decided to get it, and I love it. Hello, and welcome back to another video. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Marquette, and I like to slather stuff on my face, and that's what we're going to do today. I'm actually coming to you with a bare face today with absolutely nothing on my face, which is rare. I usually get started with at least a base. However, I am starting a little mini-series, a series, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be a 5-day series of just makeup to wear at work. And today I wanted to start with the base that I'm going to be using for the whole series. This is honestly my favorite way to do my makeup, just because it's so easy and it's so quick, and this is honestly normally the base that I have on like in 95% of my videos. Anyway, I'm really excited to get started on this. So we're just gonna dive right in. So we're gonna start with a primer. If you're not a primer person, then don't put a primer on. But I'm gonna be using the e.l.f. What is it called? Poreless Putty Primer. I'm gonna be using this today. I like to use things that are pore filling or that will help with keeping my skin matte. Because I do have quite oily skin and I do work outside. So the next thing I'm going to go in with is this eyeshadow primer. I always put this on underneath everything. I feel like it helps just put a base down for everything, and also I don't like putting my eyeshadow primer on after I have my foundation on, just because it just rubs right off. This gives it time to settle, and it just, this is how I like to do it. I just feel like it helps it settle in and get used to my skin and all that fun stuff. And I like to put it on my under eye area as well. I feel like that helps with concealer creasing or foundation creasing or just creasing in general. I think that it helps a lot. And this is my absolute favorite eyeshadow primer. The Balm put a lid on it. I haven't found anything better. Usually other primers that I've used are very dry and very sticky, and this is just very smooth. It's like a moisturizer and it just goes on, and I never have any issues. The next thing I'm going to go in with is this little doodad, if we can even see it. There we go. And I'm going to put this directly under my eyes. This helps brighten the under eye area, and you do not need a lot. I put way too much. This is more than enough for both eyes. And you can see that it's already helped brighten up that area, and it blends out very nicely, and then it's a little bit sticky. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is I like to go in with a liquid highlighter. This is the Wander Beauty, it's called Glotion. I like to put a liquid highlighter on everywhere. Oh, just poured it everywhere all over my fingers. So now that we're all glowy, the next thing that we're gonna do is put on your foundation or your concealer. I like to use a concealer and a cream contour, and we're gonna put these on together, and then we're just gonna blend it all out. This is my favorite concealer as of right now. This is the Geoffrey concealer in C10. For some reason I thought I was C11, but I'm C10, perfect. Pretty sure I've been labeling it wrong in any of my Instagram posts. Oh well. You can tell that I shaved my eyebrows. That's when I'm a little upset right here. I wanted to look somewhat decent for this video. I have not used this cream contour before, but we're gonna give it a shot because why not? And I've been using my Kalen Cosmetics blender, and this is a damp sponge. You can use whatever sponge works best for you. This is what I've been using as of recently. And then you can add a little bit more where you feel that you need to add more. All right, we're gonna fast forward this. See you in a minute. Really good at that. Once you are satisfied with this, the next thing we're gonna do is we are going to powder. My personal favorite powder is for sure my Coty Airspun, but recently I've been trying to use different face powders. So today I'm actually gonna be going in with the Tarte Smooth Operator, the Amazonian clay finishing powder. This is just a sample size, but I'm just trying to use them up because literally all I use is Coty Airspun for everything. I'm still gonna be using the Kalen sponge, and we're gonna go right in. And I like to start underneath my eyes because that's the main part that likes to crease the most. So I like to get that locked in. And I like to use a sponge for this, especially since I work outside. This really just locks in that powder and puts it in the places that you want and just presses it right into the skin. Get it right where you want it, and it just presses it right in to the skin to help prevent creasing and just lock everything right where you want it. This powder smells fruity. Also, it's really, really white. It's not translucent. It's very white. I don't like this right now. That's fine. We're gonna keep going. So basically we're putting this on all of the areas of the face that, oh, this is leaving a white cast and I don't like it. We're probably not gonna keep going with this powder. Okay, so I've decided that we are gonna go in with Coty Airspun because this is ridiculous. And then I like to go in with a setting spray. This is my Slay All Day setting spray, my favorite setting spray of all time. Oh. The next thing I'm going to do is eyebrows, and I'm going to do that off camera. And today I'm going to be using this brow palette. I've been using it a lot recently. But yeah, I'm going to do that off camera, so I'll be back. And we are back with eyebrows and a fresh cup of coffee. We're gonna jump into these eyelids. Easy, simple, wearable looks. I would recommend using quads. So that's like a palette that has 4 shadows in it. This is the palette I'm gonna be using today. This is the Weekend Warrior Amanda Steele and Colourpop collaboration. With quads, you don't even have to think about what you want to do with your makeup. It's all right here. This would be for your inner corner and under the eyebrow. This would be your transition shade. This could be your main color or your eyeliner or vice versa. I'm not quite sure what I want to do, if I want to go with brown and then use this blue as eyeliner. I don't know, we'll play with it. Another quad that I really like is the Lorac Countess palette. It's kind of the same color story, but these shades they have shimmers in them, as you can see. We're nice and shimmery here. So if you like more shimmers, I would recommend a palette like this. But today we are going to be using the Weekend Warrior palette, and we're just going to dive right in. I'm going to use a nice big fluffy brush, and I'm going to start with this shade all the way over on your far left. And this is just gonna go all over your whole lid. I'm gonna stick with that same brush, and we're gonna go in with that second shade. This is kind of like a taupey shade, and that's gonna go in our crease and right on the corner. And then I'm gonna go in with a smaller blending brush, and I'm actually gonna go in with that brown. We're gonna use this blue as our eyeliner later. We're gonna go in with this brown, and we're gonna darken this up a little bit. So this is gonna go directly in the crease and right along this corner. So I like to tap it on first just to get that shade in there, and then blend it out so that it's not so harsh. And I'm gonna bring that down just a little bit to that lower lash line. And we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. And then I'm just gonna go back in with that taupey shade, and we're just gonna blend that out a little bit, and we're gonna go in with that bigger fluffy brush, just so that we don't have any harsh lines. Okay, and then we're gonna get a nice angled brush. We're gonna go in with that lovely blue shade, and that's gonna be our eyeliner today. Ooh, that fallout though. I have no idea if you could even see that. I can't do a really big wing, so what I like to do is at the very corner of my eye, I like to go upward just a little bit so that it adds a little bit of openness. And that just, whoop, brings the attention all the way here. There is fallout with that shade, so be careful. And then I'm gonna go in with my ring finger, and we're gonna go in with that first shade that we used, and that's gonna go right in here on the inside. And then what I'm gonna do with a nice flat, sturdy brush and that brown shade, I'm just gonna take that and put that on my bottom lash line right down here. And we're only gonna go about halfway. We're not gonna go all the way. And then another flat, more fluffy, again in that first white shade, and that's gonna go right underneath the eyebrow. And that's our eye look. And with this palette specifically, you can easily switch out that brown for the blue. I'm gonna go ahead and curl my lashes and put some mascara on. I'm not gonna be doing false lashes. I do not like wearing false lashes to work. Again, I work outside, and it's getting cold out, so it's very windy, and where I work, it's very windy at my location. So I'm gonna do that off camera, and I will be back. So we have mascara on, and the next thing is a blush, highlighter, kind of using palettes. You can use something like this that has a blush and a bronzer slash contour together. I actually am going to be using this shade just to kind of darken up that right over there, and I like to use a brush that most people would use for highlighter. So now I just like to go back in with my sponge, and I just like to blend it all out so that we're nice and blended in and it's nothing super harsh or super crazy. And then for blush and highlighter, I'm going to be using this Ofra palette. There is 1 blush and 2 highlighters. I'm going to be using the blush, and I think I'm going to use this highlighter today. Highlighter. We're going to go in with this one. There's no names on the back, so I have no idea what it's called. I just know that it's Ofra. And I know their highlighters are awesome. Also, one thing that I like to do is take a nice little dainty brush and take that same highlighter. We're just gonna put that right there on that inner corner. And then I'm just gonna do the same thing with that highlighter with my sponge, just so that we're not super harsh. You do not have to blend it out like this. I just like it to look a little bit more natural and like in my skin, not just on top of my skin. I wanted a nude gloss. This is a Colourpop lip gloss, and this is probably my favorite one, Fairy Floss. I really like this gloss. And then last but not least, we're gonna go in with our setting spray one more time. And I'm gonna drop that. Cool. Ugh. This was day number 1 of a 5-day series of some go-to looks for work, and just some helpful tips and tricks for looks for going to work, because I know some people just kind of do the same look every day. So if you want to try to change it up and add a little bit of something to some looks, or if you're just starting out with makeup and you want to learn some things for work, that's what I'm doing this series for. I think it's a lot of fun. I'm really excited to keep going with this and see what happens. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this look. You know the drill. You know how this all works. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you liked what you saw and you want to see more. I would love to have you come along for this journey and see what happens. Anyway, thank you so much again for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye. Hello, hello, baby, you called, I can't hear a thing. I have got no service in the club, you say. I need chopstick. And we're gonna go in. Just because I'm not a huge fan of Supernatural. No. Next. Rewind that. Honestly, just cut that whole thing out. No, I don't like that for this look. Just kidding. Psych. Does anybody like Friends?